4700 GRE Vocabulary Words. Disc 2. Creed. System of religious or ethical belief. Crescendo. Increase in the volume or intensity as in a musical passage. Climax. Cf. Crescent. Far-fetched. Too improbable to be believed, implausible. Example, far-fetched story. Overture. Musical introduction to a long musical piece, first offer or proposal, to begin talks in the hope of reaching an agreement. Example, overtures for peace. Crestfallen. Dejected, dispirited. Crest. Top, as of a hill or wave, showy feathers on the head of a bird. Crevice. Crack, fissure. Cringe. Shrink back as if in fear, cower. Criteria. Standards used in judging, cf. Criterion. Crone. Hag, ugly old woman. Crotchety. Of someone old, eccentric, odd, whimsical, bad-tempered. Noun, crotchet, odd or whimsical notion. Crux. Essential or main point. Example, the crux of the problem. Adjective, crucial, of deciding importance. Crypt. Secret recess or vault usually used for burial. Underground room, under a church. Cryptic. Mysterious, hidden, secret. Cubicle. Small chamber used for sleeping or work. Compartment. One of the parts into which an enclosed space is divided. Cuisine. Style of cooking, example, French cuisine. Culinary. Relating to cooking or kitchen. Cull. Pick out from others, to kill the weakest members, reject, select, collect, information, in. Culmination. Highest point, climax, verb, culminate. I noun reach the highest point in, and in. Example, a series of minor clashes culminating in war. Culpable. Deserving blame, blameworthy. Culprit. One guilty of a crime. Culvert. Artificial channel for water, drain crossing under a road. Cumbersome. Heavy and awkward to carry or wear, burdensome. Example, cumbersome parcel, uniform. Cumulative. Growing by addition, accumulative. Cupidity. Greed, for wealth, cf. Cupid, cf. Cupid. Curator. Superintendent, manager, in charge of a museum or a library. Curmudgeon. Churlish, miserly individual, bad-tempered old person. Cursive. Of writing, flowing, running, having the successive letters joined. Cursory. Casual, hastily done with little attention to detail. Curtail. Shorten, reduce. Cynical. Skeptical or distrustful of human motives. Noun, cynicism, cf. Cynic, person who believes all people are motivated by selfishness. Cynosure. Object of general attention, person or thing that is a center of attention, cf. Ursa Minor. Dabble. Work at in a non-serious fashion, splash around, move noisily in a liquid. Dais. Raised platform for speakers or other important people. Dally. Trifle with, toy with, treat without the necessary seriousness, procrastinate, waste time, dank. Damp, unpleasantly wet. Dapper. Neat and trim, in appearance, of small men, neat in appearance and quick in movements, neat, spry. Dappled. Spotted. Daub. Smear, as with paint, cover with something sticky, example, daub one's clothes with mud/paint. Noun, small bit of sticky substance, example, a daub of paint. Smear. Spread or cover with a sticky substance. Noun, mark made by smearing. Smudge. Dirty mark with unclear edges made by rubbing, v. Daunt. Intimidate, frighten, discourage, dishearten. Dauntless. Bold, fearless. Dawdle. Loiter, hang around, waste time doing nothing. Deadlock. Stand still resulting from the opposition of two unrelenting forces, stalemate. Standstill. Condition of no movement or activity, stop. Deadpan. Wooden, impassive, with no show of feeling, with an expressionless face. Dearth. Scarcity. Debacle. Sudden disastrous downfall or defeat, complete disaster. Debase. Degrade, reduce in quality or value, degenerate, lower in esteem, disgrace. Noun, debasement, kneel. Go down on one's knees. Debauch. Corrupt morally, seduce from virtue. Noun, debauchery, wild behavior, with sex and alcohol. Seduce. Lead away from proper conduct, entice, adjective, seductive. Debilitate. Weaken, isp. Through heat, hunger, illness, enfeeble. Bout. Match, short period of great activity, example, wrestling bout, bout of drinking, flu. debonair. Of men, friendly, charming, and fashionably dressed, aiming to please, cf. Of good disposition. Debris. Rubble, wreckage, scattered remains of something broken or destroyed. Debunk. Expose as false, exaggerated, worthless, etc., ridicule. Debutante. Young woman making formal entrance into society. Debut. Debut, first public appearance, formal presentation of a young woman to society. Decadence. Decay, fall to a lower level, of morality, civilization, or art. Adjective, decadent. Decant. Pour off gently, wine or liquid. Decapitate. Behead. Decelerate. Slow down. Deciduous. Falling off at a specific season or stage of growth as of leaves, example, deciduous tree, teeth. Decimate. Kill, usually 1 out of 10 or every 10th man, destroy or kill a large part of. Decipher. Decode, cf. Indecipherable. Declivity. Downward slope. Décolleté. Of a dress, having a low-cut neckline, cf. Décolletage, low neckline, on a dress. Decree. Authoritative order, edict, judgment of a court of law. Verb, order or judge by decree. Decomposition. Decay, verb, decompose, decay, break and separate into simple parts. Decorum. Propriety, orderliness and good taste in manners, appropriateness of behavior or conduct. Decorous. Proper, in behavior, conduct, or appearance. Decoy. Lure or bait, v. Decrepitude. State of collapse or weakness caused by illness or old age. Decrepit. Weak and in bad condition from old age or hard use, example, decrepit old chair, man. Decry. Express strong disapproval of, condemn openly, something dangerous to the public, disparage, example, decry the violence of modern films. Deducible. Derived by reasoning, verb, deduce, infer, derive by reasoning. Deface. Mar, disfigure. Mar. Spoil the appearance of. Defame. Harm someone's reputation, malign, speak evil of, slander, noun, defamation, adjective, defamatory, default. Failure to act, failure to perform a task or be present, v. Defeatist. Resigned to defeat or failure, accepting defeat or failure as a natural outcome, noun, cf. Defeatism. Defection. Desertion. Defect. shortcoming, verb, desert, in order to join the opposite one. Defer. Give in respectfully, submit, delay till later, exempt temporarily. Noun, deferment, cf. Show respect, comply with, courteous, deference. Courteous regard for another's wish, courteous yielding to another's wish or opinion, showing respect, adjective, deferential, effrontery. Defiance. Refusal to yield, resistance, verb, defy, adjective, defiant. Defile. Pollute, make filthy or dirty, corrupt morally, profane, desecrate. Noun, narrow passage or gorge through mountains. Definitive. Most reliable, authoritative and complete, that cannot be improved, conclusive, decisive, definite. Example, definitive decision by the Supreme Court. Deflect. Turn aside, turn away from a straight course. Defoliate. Destroy all leaves, deprive of leaves, by the use of chemicals. Noun, defoliant. Defray. Provide for the payment of, undertake the payment of, pay. Defrock. Strip a priest or minister of church authority, unfrock. Frock. Long loose garment, worn by monks. Deft. Neat, skillful. Defunct. Dead, no longer in use or existence. Degenerate. Become worse in quality, deteriorate. Adjective, having become worse. Example, a degenerate species. Noun, depraved or corrupt person. Degradation. Humiliation, debasement, degeneration. Verb, degrade, debase, disgrace, degenerate, reduce, something, in worth, demote, someone, reduce in rank, dishonor. Disgrace. Noun, adjective, dishonorable. Dehydrate. Remove water from, dry out. Deify. Turn into a god, make a god of, idolize. Example, kings were deified, cf. Deity, deign. Condescend, stoop. Stoop. Bend forward and down, lower or debase oneself, fall to a lower standard of behavior by doing something, condescend. Example, stoop to lying. Delete. Erase, strike out. Deleterious. Harmful. Deliberate. Consider, ponder, adjective, done on purpose, slow. Delineate. Portray, depict, sketch, describe. Noun, delineation. Delirium. Mental disorder marked by confusion, uncontrolled excitement. Adjective, delirious. Delta. Flat plain of mud or sand between branches of a river. Delude. Deceive. Deluge. Flood, rush, v. delusion. False belief, hallucination, deluding, example, delusions of grandeur, example, under the delusion that. Delusive. Deceptive, likely to delude, misleading, raising vain hopes, example, delusive promises. Delve. Dig, search deeply, investigate. Demagogue. Person who appeals to people's prejudice, false leader of people, cf. Demagoguery. Demean. Disgrace, humiliate, debase indignity, behave. Demeanor. Behavior, bearing. Demented. Insane. Demise. Death. Demographic. Related to population balance, noun, demography, statistical study of human population. Demolition. Destruction, verb, demolish. Demoniac, demoniacal. Fiendish, cruel, noun, demo noun evil supranational being, devil. Fiend. Evil spirit, devil. Demotic. Of or pertaining to the people. Demur. Object, because of doubts, scruples, raise an objection, showing qualms, hesitate, example, demur at the idea of working on Sunday. Demure. Of a woman or child, grave, quiet and serious, coy, pretending to be demure. Denigrate. Blacken, defame. Denizen. Animal, person, or plant, inhabitant or resident of a particular place, regular visitor. Denotation. Meaning, distinguishing by name, verb, denote, indicate, refer to directly, mean, cf. Connotation, denouement. Final outcome, final development of the plot of a play or other literary work, the end of a story when everything is explained. Denounce. Condemn, criticize, noun, denunciation. Depict. Portray. Expose. Public revelation of something discreditable. Deplete. Reduce, exhaust. Deplore. Regret, express sorrow and severe disapproval for something bad, example, deplore their violent behavior, adjective, deplorable, very bad, deserving severe disapproval, example, deplorable living condition. Deploy. Spread out, troops, in an extended though shallow battle line, distribute, persons or forces, systematically or strategically. Battalion. Army unit made up of 4 or more companies. Depose. Dethrone, remove from office, give a deposition, testify. Deposition. Testimony under oath, deposing, dethroning. Depravity. Extreme corruption, wickedness, verb, deprave. Deprecate. Express disapproval of, deplore, protest against, belittle, adjective, deprecatory. Depreciate. Lessen in value, belittle, represent as of little value. Depredation. Plundering, destruction. Deranged. Insane. Institute. Organization for a special purpose, verb, establish. Institution. Instituting, building for the organization, established custom, practice, or relationship in a society. Mental hospital, example, institution of marriage. Institutionalize. Make into an institution, put or confine in an institution. Derelict. Negligent, of someone, neglectful of duty, of something, deserted by an owner, abandoned. Noun, abandoned property, homeless or vagrant person. Dereliction. Neglect of duty, abandonment. Deride. Ridicule, treat with contempt, make fun of, respect. Derision. Ridicule, adjective, derisive, cf. Derisory. Derivative. Unoriginal, obtained from another source, example, derivative prose style, n. Derivation. Deriving, origin or source of something, example, the derivation of the word. Dermatologist. One who studies the skin and its diseases. Acne. Skin disease, on the face. Derogatory. Expressing a low opinion, disparaging, verb, derogate, detract, disparage. Descry. Catch sight of, something distant. Desecrate. Profane, violate the sanctity of. Violate. Break, a law, defile, desecrate, assault sexually, example, violate graves, desiccate. Dry up. Desolate. Of a place, deserted, unpopulated, of a person, lonely, forlorn, joyless. Desolate. Make desolate, forsake, abandon and desert. Desperado. Reckless, desperate outlaw. Desperate. Having lost all hope, despairing, reckless and violent because of loss of hope or despair, undertaken as a last resort. Despise. Look on with scorn, regard as worthless or distasteful, adjective, despicable, contemptible. Despoil. Plunder, sack, example, despoil the village. Despondent. Without hope and courage, depressed, gloomy. Noun, despondency, loss of hope with gloom, dejection. Despot. Tyrant, harsh, authoritarian ruler, cf. Despotism. Destitute. Extremely poor, lacking means of subsistence, utterly lacking, devoid, example, destitute of any experience. Impoverish. make poor, deprive of natural strength or something important, example, impoverished soil. Desultory. Aimless, haphazard, digressing at random. Detached. Emotionally removed, free from emotional involvement, calm and objective, physically separate. Noun, detachment, cf. Attachment. Detain. Keep waiting, prevent from leaving or going. Noun, detention. Determinate. Having a fixed order of procedure, precisely defined, invariable, fixed, conclusive, final. Determination. Resolve, firmness of purpose, measurement or calculation, decision. Deterrent. Something that discourages or deters. Detonation. Explosion. Detraction. Slandering, aspersion, detracting, cf. Detractor. Detrimental. Harmful, damaging. Noun, detriment. Deviate. Turn away from, a principle, norm, move away from an accepted standard, swerve, depart, diverge. Noun, deviation, example, deviation of the path of light by a prism. Devious. Roundabout, erratic, deviating from the straight course, not straightforward, not completely honest, example, devious route. Devise. Think up, invent, plan, bequeath. Noun, bequest. Devoid. Empty, lacking. Devolve. Deputize, pass or be passed to others, power, work, or property, example, devolve on/upon/to, deputize. Work or appoint as a deputy. Noun, deputy, person who has the power to take charge when a leading person is away. Devotee. Enthusiastic follower, enthusiast, example, devotee of Bach. Devout. Bias, deeply religious, sincere, earnest, example, my devout hope. Dexterous. Skillful, skill in using hands or mind. Noun, dexterity. Diabolical. Diabolic, devilish, fiendish. Diadem. Crown. Dialectical. Relating to the art of debate, mutual or reciprocal, example, dialectical situation. Noun, dialectic, art of arriving at the truth by the exchange of logical arguments. Diaphanous. Sheer, transparent. Diatribe. Bitter scolding or denunciation, invective, abuse. Dichotomy. Division into two opposite parts, split, branching into two parts, especially contradictory ones. Dictum. Authoritative and weighty statement, made by a judge in court, saying, maxim, cf. Abiter dictum, incidental, non-binding remark, something said in passing. Didactic. of speech or writing, intended to teach a moral lesson, teaching, instructional. Noun, didacticism. Die. Metal block used for shaping metal or plastic, device for stamping or impressing. Mold, cf. Dice. Diffidence. Shyness, lack of self-confidence, timidity. Adjective, diffident. Diffuse. Wordy, verbose, rambling, spread out, like a gas. Verb, spread out in all directions, disperse. Noun, diffusion, cf. Suffuse, digression. Wandering away from the subject. Verb, digress. Dilapidated. Falling to pieces, in a bad condition, ruined because of neglect. Example, dilapidated old car/castle. Noun, dilapidation. Dilate. Expand, dilate on/upo. Noun, speak or write at length on, a subject. Dilatory. Delaying, tending to delay. Dilemma. Situation that requires a choice between equally unfavorable options. Problem, choice of two unsatisfactory alternatives. Dilettante. Aimless follower of an art or a field of knowledge, not taking it seriously. Amateur, dabbler, cf. Delight. Diligence. Steadiness of effort, persistent hard work. Dilute. Make a liquid less concentrated, reduce in strength. Example, dilute the influence of the president. Diminution. Lessening, reduction in size. Verb, diminish. Den. Continued loud noise. Verb, make a din, instill by wearying repetition. Weary. Tired after long work. V. Dinghy. Small boat, often ship's boat. Maroon. Leave helpless on a deserted island or coast. Adjective, red-brown. Dingy. Of things and place, dirty and dull. Example, dingy street, curtain. Dull. Of colors or surfaces, not bright, cloudy, overcast, boring. Of edge or sound, not sharp, not rapid, sluggish, slow in thinking and understanding. Stupid. V. Dint. Means, effort. Example, by dint of hard work. Diorama. Life-size, three-dimensional scene from nature or history, three-dimensional scene with modeled figures against a painted background. Dire. Warning of disaster, disastrous, of needs and dangers, very great, urgent. Example, dire prediction, need of food. Dirge. Funeral song, slow mournful piece of music, sung over a dead person. Disabuse. Correct a false impression, undeceive, free from a wrong belief. Disaffected. Disloyal, lacking loyalty. Verb, disaffect, cause to lose affection or loyalty. Disapprobation, disapproval, condemnation. Disarray, state of disorder, a disorderly or untidy state, example, with her clothes in disarray. Disavowal, denial, disclaiming, repudiating, disowning. Verb, disavow, cf. Disclaim, disband. Dissolve, disperse, of a group, break up and separate, example, the club has disbanded. Disperse, pay out, as from a fund. Noun, disbursement, cf. Purse. Discernible, distinguishable, perceivable, example, discernible improvement. Discerning, mentally quick and observant, having insight, perceptive, able to make good judgments. Verb, discern. Noun, perceive. Disclaim, disown, renounce, claim to, deny, cf. Disclaimer. Disclose, reveal. Noun, disclosure. Discombobulated, discomposed, confused. Discompose, disturb the composure of, confuse. Discomfit, frustrate, put to rout, defeat, disconcert, embarrass, perturb. Disconcert, confuse, upset, embarrass, perturb. Disconsolate, hopelessly sad, at the loss of something. Discord, conflict, lack of harmony, dissonance, when musical notes are played. Discordant, not harmonious, conflicting. Discount, disregard, regard, a story or news, as unimportant, deduct from a cost. Discourse, serious speech, writing, or conversation, formal discussion, either written or spoken, conversation. V. Discredit, defame, disgrace, destroy confidence in, disbelieve. Noun, cf. Discreditable, causing discredit, shameful, discrepancy. Lack of consistency or agreement as between facts, difference, example, discrepancy between two descriptions. Discrete, separate, unconnected. Discretion, prudence, ability to adjust actions to circumstances, freedom of action or judgment. Adjective, discreet, cf. Discretionary. Discriminating, able to see differences, discerning, prejudiced. Noun, discrimination. Discriminate, distinguish, make distinctions on the basis of preference. Brisk, quick and active, marked by liveliness and vigor. Discursive, of a person or writing, digressing, rambling, without any clear plan. Disdain, treat with scorn or contempt. Disembark, debark, go ashore, from a ship, unload cargo from a ship, cf. embark. Disenfranchise. Disfranchise, deprive of a civil right, enfranchise. Disengage. Uncouple, separate, disconnect, stop fighting, engage. Disfigure. Mar the appearance of, spoil. Disgorge. Surrender something, stolen, eject, vomit, gorge. Disgruntle. Make discontented. Dishearten. Discourage. Disheveled. Untidy, of hair or clothing, verb, dishevel. Disinclination. Unwillingness. Disingenuous. Not naive, not candid, sophisticated, worldly wise, ingenuous. Disinter. Dig up, unearth, inter. Disinterested. Unprejudiced, free from bias and self-interest, objective. Disjointed. Disconnected, lacking coherence, verb, disjoint, disconnect, disjoin. Disjunction. Act or state of separation, disunity, cf. Disjunctive, expressing a choice between two ideas, cf. Conjunction, cf. Conjunctive, dislodge, remove, forcibly, force out of a position, example, dislodge the food caught in his throat, cf. Lodge. Dismantle. Take apart, disassemble. Mantle. Loose sleeveless outer garment, cloak, something that covers or envelops, the layer of the earth between the crust and the core. Crust. Hard outer covering, as of earth or snow. Dismember. Cut into small parts, cut, a body, apart limb from limb. Dismiss. Eliminate from consideration, no longer consider, put out of court without further hearing, reject, discharge from employment, direct to leave, adjective, dismissive, noun, dismissal. Disparage. Belittle. Maneuver. Strategic military or naval movement, done for training purposes, carefully planned process, stratagem, verb, carry out the military maneuver, use maneuvers in gaining an end. Disparate. Basically different, impossible to compare, unrelated. Disparity. Difference, condition of inequality, parity. Dispassionate. Calm, impartial, not influenced by personal feelings. Dispatch. Speediness, prompt execution, message sent with all due speed, verb, send to a specified destination, finish promptly, kill. dispel. Scatter, drive away, cause to vanish. Dispense. Distribute, prepare and give out, medicines. Noun, dispensatio. Noun, dispensing, religious system, official exemption from an obligation or rule. Disperse. Scatter, example, disperse the cloud, crowd. Dispirited. Lacking in spirit. Disport. Amuse, example, disport oneself, cf. Divert. Disputatious. Argumentative, fond of argument. Disquietude. Uneasiness, anxiety. Verb, disquiet, make anxious. Disquisition. Formal systematic inquiry, explanation of the results of a formal inquiry, long formal speech or written report. Dissection. Analysis, cutting apart in order to examine. Dissemble. Disguise, hide the real nature of, pretend. Disseminate. Distribute, spread, scatter, like seeds. Dissent. Disagree. Dissertation. Formal essay, treatise. Dissident. Dissenting, with an opinion, a group, or a government, rebellious, in. Dissimulate. Pretend, conceal by feigning, dissemble. Dissipate. Squander, waste foolishly, scatter. Dissolution. Disintegration, reduction to a liquid form, looseness in morals, sensual indulgence, debauchery. Adjective, dissolute, lacking in moral restraint, leading an immoral life. Reduce. Diminish, bring to a weaker or more difficult condition. Demote, lower in rank, separate into components by analysis. Example, reduce to the ranks. Example, reduce the house to rubble. Noun, reduction. Dissuade. Persuade not to do, discourage. Noun, dissuasion. Dissonance. Discord. Distant. Reserved or aloof, cold in manner. Example, distant greeting. Adverb, distantly. Distend. Expand, swell out. Distill. Refine, a liquid by evaporating and subsequent condensation. Concentrate, separate the most important parts from. Example, distill fresh water from sea water, cf. Brew. Distinction. Honor, excellence, difference, contrast, discrimination. Example, graduated with distinction. Example, a writer of real distinction. Distinct. Clearly different, clearly noticed. Distinctive. Clearly different from others of the same kind. Distort. Twist out of shape, give a false account of, misrepresent. Noun, distortion. Distray. Absent-minded, distracted. Distraught, upset, distracted by anxiety, very anxious and troubled almost to the point of madness. Example, distraught with grief, worry. Distract. Take one's attention off something, upset emotionally, make anxious. Adjective, distracted. Diurnal. Daily, occurring during the daytime. Diva. Operatic singer, prima donna. Diverge. Vary, go in different directions from the same point. Adjective, divergent, differing, deviating. Diverse. Differing in some characteristics, from each other, various. Noun, diversity, variety, dissimilitude, lack of resemblance. Diversion. Act of turning aside, pastime. Verb, divert, turn aside from a course. Distract, amuse. Divest. Strip, as of clothes. Deprive, as of rights. Dispossess. Noun, divestiture, divestment. Divine. Perceive intuitively, by or as if by magic, foresee the future, foretell. Dowse, adjective, noun, divination. Dowse. Use a divining rod to search for underground water or minerals. Divulge. Reveal. Docile. Obedient, easily managed, submissive. Ferocious. Fierce, violent. Noun, ferocity. Docket. Program as for trial, book where such entries are made, list of things to be done. Agenda, label fixed to a package listing contents or directions. Verb, describe in a docket. Doctrinaire. Unable to compromise about points of doctrine, dogmatic, unyielding, marked by inflexible attachment to a doctrine without regard to its practical difficulties. Doctrine. Teachings in general, particular principle, religious, legal, etc., taught. Dogma, tenet. Adjective, doctrinal. Indoctrinate. Cause to accept a doctrine without questioning it. Example, indoctrinated with mindless anti-communism. Document. Provide written evidence, for a claim, record with documents, in. Doddering. Shaky, infirm from old age. Verb, dodder. Merit. Deserve. Adjective, meritorious, deserving reward or praise. Doff. Take off, up, don. Dogged. Determined, stubborn, stubbornly persevering, tenacious. Example, Inspector Javert's dogged pursuit of Jean Valjean. Persevere. Continue steadily in spite of difficulties. Doggerel. Poor verse. Dogmatic. Opinionated, holding stubbornly to one's opinion. Arbitrary, doctrinal. Doldrums. Blues, listlessness, lack of spirit or energy, slack, inactive period, period of stagnation, ocean area near the equator where ships cannot move because there is no wind. Example, in the doldrums. Blues. State of depression or melancholy, style of slow, mournful music, evolved from Southern Black American songs. Dolorous. Sorrowful, noun, dolor. Dolt. Slow-thinking stupid person, cf. dull. Domicile. Home, verb, adjective, domiciled, having one's domicile, example, he is domiciled in Britain. Domineer. Rule over tyrannically. Dominate. Control, rule, enjoy a commanding position in, overlook from a height. Dominant. Exercising the most influence, high and easily seen, stronger than the other part of a system, not recessive. Don. Put on, up, doff. Outfit. Clothing or equipment for a special purpose, example, cowboy outfit. Dormant. Sleeping, temporarily inactive, lethargic, latent. Dormer. Window projecting upright from roof, cf. sleeping room. Dorsal. Relating to the back of an animal, example, dorsal fin. Dossier. File of documents on a subject or person, file, cf. bundle of papers labeled on the back. Dotage. Senility, feeble-mindedness of old age, example, in one's dotage. Dote. Be excessively fond of, show signs of mental decline. Door. Sullen, gloomy, stubborn. Sullen. Silently showing ill humor or resentment, dark, gloomy. Brood. Sit on in order to hatch, think deeply or worry anxiously, noun, the young of certain animals, group of young birds hatched at one time. Douse. Plunge into water or liquid, dip, immerse, drench, wet thoroughly, extinguish, throw water over, douse, dowdy. Untidy, of a woman or clothes, slovenly, dressed in an unattractive way, shabby, cf. unattractive woman. Downcast. Disheartened, dejected, sad, directed downward. Drab. Dull, lacking color, cheerless, example, drab coat, life. Draconian. Extremely severe, example, draconian punishment, cf. Draco, Athenian politician, dregs. Sediment in a liquid, lees, worthless residue. Drivel. Nonsense, foolishness, verb, talk nonsense. Nonsense. Speech or writing with no meaning, foolish behavior or language, example, make, a, nonsense of, spoil, cause to fail, dribble. Flow or fall in drops, let saliva flow out slowly from the mouth, move a ball, in. Drip. Fall or let fall in drops, shed drops, noun, action or sound of falling in drops, liquid that falls in drops. Trickle. Flow in drops or in a thin stream, in. Droll. Queer and amusing. Queer. Strange, eccentric, deviating from the normal. Drone. Idle person who lives on other people's work, male B. Drone. Talk dully, buzz or murmur like a bee, in. Murmur. Low, indistinct, continuous sound, verb, cf. Mumble. Dross. Waste matter, worthless impurities. Drudgery. Hard unpleasant work, menial work. Drudge. Do drudgery, noun, person who drudges. Dubious. Questionable, of something, causing doubt, of someone, filled with doubt, noun, dubiety. Ductile. Malleable, pliable, of metals, easily pulled into shape, flexible, of someone, easily influenced or controlled. Dulcet. Sweet sounding, pleasing to the ear, melodious. Dumbfound. Astonish, making dumb, adjective, dumbfounded, dumbstruck. Dupe. Someone easily fooled or deceived, verb, deceive. Duplicity. Double dealing, hypocrisy, being dishonest and deceitful, adjective, duplicitous. Duration. Length of time something lasts. Duress. Forcible restraint, especially unlawfully, coercion by threat, illegal coercion, example, a promise made under duress. Dutiful, duteous. Of people or their behavior, respectful, obedient, filled with a sense of duty. Dwindle. Shrink, reduce gradually. Dynamic. Energetic, vigorously active. Dynamo. Generator for producing electricity, energetic person. Dyspeptic. Suffering from indigestion, noun, dyspepsia, indigestion, difficulty in digesting food. Abnormal, impaired. Dyslexia. Word blindness, learning disorder marked by impairment of the ability to read. Dysentery. Inflammatory disorder of the lower intestinal tract. Earthy. Unrefined, coarse, of earth, example, earthy remarks, up. Ethereal. Earthly. Of this earth, terrestrial, worldly, not divine, possible, example, no earthly reason, ebb. Of the tide, recede, lessen, diminish. Noun, up, flow, rise of tide. Ebullient. Showing excitement, overflowing with enthusiasm, boiling. Noun, ebullience. Noun, ebullicio. Noun, state of boiling. Eccentric. Irregular, odd, unconventional, whimsical, bizarre, not concentric. Eccentricity. Oddity, idiosyncrasy. Ecclesiastic. Ecclesiastical, pertaining to the church. Noun, minister, priest, cleric, clergyman, chapel. Small church, in a prison, college, or hospital. Chaplain. Clergyman attached to a chapel. Padre. Chaplain, in the armed forces. Eclectic. Selective, composed of elements drawn from disparate sources, selecting individual elements from a variety of sources. Noun, eclecticism. Eclipse. Darken, extinguish, outshine, surpass, cause an eclipse. Ecliptic. Path of the sun and the planets. Ecologist. Person concerned with the interrelationship between living organisms and their environment. Person concerned with the detrimental effects of human civilization on the environment, cf. Ecology. Ecosystem. Ecological community together with its environment. Economy. Efficiency or conciseness in using something, thrifty management of resources. Ecstasy. Rapture, very strong feeling of joy and happiness, any overpowering emotion. Adjective, ecstatic, causing or experiencing ecstasy. Rapture. Great joy and delight, ecstasy. Adjective, rapturous. Eddy. Swirling current of water, air, etc. V. Edict. Decree, especially when issued by a sovereign, official command. Sovereign. Ruler in a monarchy. Adjective, of a country, independent and self-governing, having supreme power, supreme, excellent. Sovereignty. Complete independence and self-government, of a country, supremacy of authority, power to govern. Edify. Instruct, correct morally. Edifice. Building, of imposing size. Eerie. Weird, causing fear because strange. Efface. Rub out, remove the surface of. Effectual. Able to produce a desired effect, valid. Effective. Effectual, producing a strong response, striking, in operation, in effect, example, effective speech, photograph. Effectuate. Effect, produce, achieve, Example, effectuate a reconciliation. Effeminate. Having womanly traits. Emasculate. Weaken, castrate. Castrate. Remove the sex organs of a male animal or person. Effervescence. Inner excitement or exuberance, showing high spirits, emitting bubbles forming inside, bubbling from fermentation or carbonation. Adjective, effervescent. Verb, effervesce. Effete. Having lost one's original power, barren, worn out, exhausted. Efficacy. Power to produce desired effect. Adjective, efficacious, effectual. Effigy. Dummy, likeness of a person made of wood, paper, or stone. Example, burn an effigy of the president. Dummy. Imitation of a real object used as a substitute. Effigy. Effluvium. Noxious, harmful smell. Effrontery. Rudeness without any sense of shame, shameless boldness, presumptuousness, nerve, cheek. Effulgent. Shining brightly, brilliant. Effusion. Pouring forth, unrestrained outpouring of feeling. Verb, effuse, pour out. Adjective, effusive, pouring forth, gushing. Gush. Of liquid, pour out in large quantities from a hole, make an excessive display of feeling, without true feeling. Example, blood gushed from the wound. Egoism. Excessive interest in one's self, belief that one should be interested in one's self rather than in others. Selfishness. Adjective, egoistic, egoistical. Ego. One's opinion of oneself, self-esteem. Egotistical. Egotistic, excessively self-centered, egocentric, self-important, conceited. Egotism. Tendency to speak or write of oneself excessively, conceit, self-importance. Egregious. Notorious, conspicuously bad or shocking. Egress. Exit, opening for going out, act of going out, up. Ingress. Ejaculation. Exclamation, abrupt ejection, to discharge sperm. Verb, ejaculate. Elaboration. Addition of details, intricacy. Elaborate. Work out carefully, add more detail or information. Adjective. Elated. Filled with excited joy and pride, overjoyed, in high spirits, joyful and proud. Example, elated crowd. Verb, elate. Noun, elation. Elegy. Poem or song expressing lamentation, for the dead. Adjective, elegiacal, elegiac. Elicit. Draw out fact or information, by discussion or from someone. elixir. Cure-all, panacea, something invigorating. Ellipsis. Omission of words from a text, mark used to indicate an omission, when the meaning can be understood without them, pl. Ellipses. Elliptical. Elliptic, oval, of an ellipse, containing an ellipsis, ambiguous either purposely or because key words have been left out. Eloquence. Expressiveness, persuasive speech, adjective, eloquent, movingly expressive, expressing ideas well so that the hearers can be influenced. Elucidate. Explain, make clear, clarify, enlighten, cf. Lucid. Elusive. Evasive, not frank, baffling, hard to grasp, catch, or understand. Verb, elude, escape from, escape the understanding or grasp of. Example, elude the hunter. Example, his name eludes me. Elision. Relating to paradise, blissful. Elysium. Place or condition of bliss. Emaciated. Thin and wasted, from hunger or illness. Emanate. Issue forth, come out. Emancipate. Set free, liberate. Embargo. Ban on commerce or other activity. Embark. Commence, go on board a boat, begin a journey. Embed. Enclose, place in something, fix firmly in a surrounding mass. Embellish. Adorn, ornament, enhance as a story, by adding fictitious details. Embezzlement. Taking for one's own use in violation of trust, stealing, of money placed in one's care. Emblazon. Ornament richly, a shield or flag. Noun, emblazonment. Embody. Give a bodily form to, incorporate, include. Emboss. Produce a design in raised relief, decorate with a raised design. Embrace. Hug, clasp with the arms, adopt or espouse, accept readily, encircle, include. Example, embrace the cause/socialism. Example, all embracing, cf. Brace, cf. Bracelet, encircle, surround. Embroider. Decorate with needlework, ornament, a story, with fancy or fictitious details. Embellish. Embroil. Throw into confusion, involve in strife, dispute, or quarrel. Entangle, cf. Imbroglio, embryonic. Undeveloped, rudimentary. Noun, embryo, organism in the early stage of development. Emend. Correct, usually a text. Noun, emendatio. Noun, correction of errors, improvement. Emetic. Substance causing vomiting. Adjective. Eminent. Rising above others, high, lofty, distinguished. Example, eminent position. Emissary. Agent, sent on a mission to represent another. Messenger. Emollient. Soothing or softening remedy, for the skin. Adjective. Emolument. Salary, payment for an office, compensation. Empathy. Ability to identify with another's feelings, ideas, etc. Identification with an understanding of another's feelings. Verb, empathize, cf. Sympathy. Compassion. Sympathy for the suffering of others. Adjective, compassionate. Empirical. Based on experience. Emulate. Imitate, rival, try to equal or excel, through imitation. Enamored. In love, example, enamored of his own beauty. Verb, enamor, inspire with love. Encipher. Encode, convert a message into code, put into cipher. Enclave. Territory enclosed within an alien land. Encomiastic. Praising, eulogistic. Noun, encomium, very high praise, eulogy. Encompass. Surround, include. Example, his activities encompass publishing and computers. Encroachment. Gradual intrusion. Example, I resent all these encroachments on my valuable time. Verb, encroach, take another's possessions or right gradually or stealthily. Intrude. Example, encroach on, upon. Encumber. Burden. Noun, encumbrance. Endearment. Fond word or act, expression of affection. Endear. Make beloved. Example, endear her to everyone. Adjective, dear, loved, cherished, high priced. Endemic. Prevailing among a specific group of people or in a specific area or country, peculiar to a particular region or people. Cf. Pandemic. Endorse. Approve, support, write one's signature on the back of. Noun, endorsement. Cf. Dorsal, endue. Provide with some quality, endow. Enduring. Lasting, surviving. Verb, endure, bear, pain or suffering, for a long time, remain alive, in spite of difficulties, last, survive. Energize. Invigorate, give energy to, make forceful and active. Innervate. Weaken, take away energy from. Enfranchise. Admit to the rights of citizenship, especially the right to vote. Cf. Franchise. Engage. Attract, employ, hire, pledge oneself, confront, fight, enter into confliction, interlock, lock together, participate. Noun, engagement, agreement to marry, arrangement to meet someone or to do something. Battle. Engaging. Charming, attractive. engaged. Employed, busy, betrothed, involved in conflict. Engender. Cause, produce, give rise to. Engross. Occupy fully, absorb. Enhance. Increase, make greater, as in value, reputation, or usefulness, improve, enigma. Puzzle, mystery, adjective, enigmatic, obscure, puzzling. Puzzle. Baffle or confuse by a difficult problem, ponder over a problem in an effort to solve, clarify or solve by reasoning, example, puzzle out the answer, enjoin. Command, order, forbid. Enmity. Ill will, hatred, hostility. Ennui. Boredom, listlessness and dissatisfaction resulting from lack of interest, cf. Annoy. Enormity. Hugeness, in a bad sense, excessive wickedness, example, enormity of the crime, adjective, enormous. Enrapture. Please intensely, fill with rapture and delight. Ensconce. Settle comfortably, place comfortably, in a secure place. Ensue. Follow, as a result. Entail. Make necessary, require, necessitate, involve, limit the inheritance of, property, to a specified succession of heirs, example, entail A on, upon B. Enterprising. Full of initiative, showing enterprise. Enterprise. Willingness to take new ventures, initiative, business organization, plan, that is difficult or daring, example, their latest enterprise to sail around the world in a small boat. Enthrall. Capture, enslave, captivate, hold the complete attention of, as if magic, hold spellbound. Entice. Lure, persuade to do something wrong, attract, tempt. Mischief. Behavior, of children, causing trouble with no serious harm, damage, harm, example, mischief to the crops, adjective, mischievous, causing mischief, playfully troublesome. Entity. Real being. Entomology. Study of insects. Entrance. Put under a spell condition caused by magical power, carry away, fill with strong feeling, with emotion, put into a trance, fill with delight. Trance. Hypnotic state, ecstatic state, detachment from one's physical surrounding, as in contemplation or daydreaming, cf. Transition. Hypnosis. Induced sleeping state, adjective, hypnotic, verb, hypnotize. Entreat. Plead, ask earnestly. Entree. Entrance, a way in, right to enter, main dish of a meal, example, entree into the exclusive circle. Entrepreneur. Business person, who assumes the risk of a business venture, contractor, adjective, entrepreneurial. Enumerate. list, mention one by one. Enunciate. Announce, proclaim, utter or speak, especially distinctly, pronounce clearly, articulate. Example, this theory was first enunciated by him. Environ. Enclose, surround, noun, environs, surrounding area, as of a city. Eon. Long period of time, an age, longest division of geologic time containing 2 or more eras. Epaulette. Ornament worn on the shoulder, of a uniform, etc. Fringe. Decorative edge of hanging threads, edge. Ephemeral. Short-lived, fleeting. Fleet. Fast, rapid, noun, adjective, fleeting, passing quickly, ephemeral. Epic. Long heroic poem, novel, or similar work of art, celebrating the feats of a hero, adjective, of stories or events, resembling an epic, grand. Epicure. Connoisseur of food and drink, gourmet, adjective, Epicurean, cf. Epicurus, Epicurean. Believing that pleasure is good and suffering is bad and should be avoided, n. Epigram. Witty thought or saying, usually short. Epilogue. Short speech at conclusion of dramatic work. Episodic. Of a story or play, loosely connected, made up of separate and loosely connected parts. Noun, episode, incident in the course of an experience. Epistemologist. Philosopher who studies the nature of knowledge. Noun, epistemology. Epitaph. Inscription in memory of a dead person, as on a tombstone. Epithet. Word or phrase characteristically used to describe a person or thing, descriptive phrase to characterize a person, often contemptuous. Epitome. Perfect example or embodiment, brief summary. Example, epitome of good manners. Verb, epitomize, make an epitome of, be an epitome of, embody. Epic. Period of time. Equable. Tranquil, of even calm temper, of temperature, steady, uniform. Equanimity. Calmness of temperament, composure. Equestrian. Rider on horseback, adjective. Equilibrium. Balance of opposing forces, balance of the mind, equanimity. Equine. Resembling a horse, example, equine face. Equinox. Period of equal days and nights, the beginning of spring and autumn, example, vernal, autumnal equinox, adjective, equinoctial. Equipoise. Balance, balancing force, equilibrium. Equitable. Fair, impartial, inequitable. Equity. Fairness, justice, inequity. Equivocal. Of words or statements, ambiguous, intentionally misleading, of behavior, questionable, unequivocal. Equivocate. Use equivocal language to deceive people, lie, mislead, attempt to conceal the truth. Noun, equivocation. Erode. Eat away, wear away gradually by abrasion, example, the sea erodes the rocks. Erotic. Pertaining to passionate love or sexual love. Errant. Wandering, in search of adventure, straying from proper moral standards, example, knight errant. Erratic. Odd, irregular in movement or behavior, unpredictable. Erroneous. Mistaken, wrong, incorrect. Erudite. Of a person or book, learned, full of learning, scholarly. Noun, erudition. Escapade. Prank, flighty conduct, reckless adventure that disobeys rules. Prank. Mischievous trick. Flighty. Of a woman's behavior, capricious, often changing, from one lover to another, impulsive. Eschew. Avoid habitually, example, eschew alcoholic drinks. Esoteric. Hard to understand, known only to the chosen few, initiates. Noun, esoterica, espionage. Spying. Espouse. Adopt, support, an idea or aim, marry. Noun, espousal. Esteem. Respect, value, judge, in. Estranged. Separated, alienated. Verb, estrange, alienate, people in a family. Noun, estrangement, ethereal. Like a spirit or fairy, unearthly light, heavenly, unusually refined, example, she has an ethereal beauty, cf. Ether, upper air, airy. Of air, high in the air, lofty, immaterial, unreal. Ethnic. Relating to races. Ethnology. Study of humankind, study of the different races of human beings, cf. Anthropology. Ethos. Underlying character of a culture, group, etc., character or ideas peculiar to a specific person, group, or culture, example, the company ethos. Etymology. Study of word parts, study of the origins of words. Eugenic. Pertaining to the improvement of race. Noun, eugenics, study of hereditary improvement of the human race. Eulogistic. Praising, full of eulogy. Eulogy. Expression of praise, often on the occasion of someone's death. Verb, eulogize. Euphemism. mild expression in place of an unpleasant one. Adjective, euphemistic. Euphony. Sweet sound. Adjective, euphonious. Euphoria. Feeling of exaggerated or unfounded, ungrounded, baseless, well-being, feeling of great happiness or well-being, when unreasonable. Adjective, euphoric. Euthanasia. Mercy killing. Evanescent. Fleeting, vanishing, soon disappearing. Verb, evanesce. Evasive. Not frank, trying to hide the truth, eluding, evading. Verb, evade, avoid, a duty or responsibility, or escape from by deceit. Evince. Show clearly. Even-handed. Impartial, fair. Evocative. Tending to call up, emotions, memories. Evoke. Call forth, memory or feeling. Example, that old film evoked memories of my childhood. Noun, evocation. Female sheep. Ram. Male sheep. Verb, strike or drive against with a heavy impact. Exacerbate. Worsen, aggravate, embitter. Embitter. Make bitter, fill with painful or bitter feelings, make sad and angry. Example, he was embittered by many disappointments. Exacting. Extremely demanding. Example, exacting standard of safety. Exact. Demand and obtain by force. Example, exact a promise from him. Noun, exaction. Exalt. Raise in rank or dignity, praise highly, inspire. Example, exalt the imagination. Adjective, exalted. Noun, exaltation. Exasperate. Vex, annoy or make angry, by testing the patience. Exceptionable. Objectionable, likely to cause dislike, offensive, cf. Unexceptionable, entirely acceptable, accept. Exclude. Noun, exceptio. Noun, objection, exclusion. Adjective, exceptional, unusual, of unusually high quality. Excerpt. Selected passage, written or musical, taken from a longer work. V. Exchequer. Treasury. Example, Chancellor of the Exchequer. Chancellor. Legal official of higher rank, cf. Chancellery, position of a chancellor. Treasure. Keep as precious, cherish. Excise. Cut away, cut out. Noun, government tax on good produced and used inside a country. Noun, excision. Exclaim. Cry out suddenly. Noun, exclamation. Adjective, exclamatory. Excoriate. Skilled with biting harshness, censure strongly, strip the skin off. Exculpate. Clear from blame or guilt. execrable. Very bad, detestable. Execrate. Curse, express abhorrence for, detest. Execute. Put into effect, carry out, kill as a lawful punishment. Noun, execution. Executor. Person designated to execute the terms of a will. Executioner. Person administering capital punishment. Executive. Person having administrative authority, one branch of government executing laws. Adjective, relating to executing. Legislature. Legislating branch of government, cf. Legislate, make laws. Judiciary. Judicial branch of government. Exegesis. Explanation, especially of the Bible, passages. Exemplary. Serving as a model, outstanding, example, exemplary punishment/behavior. Noun, exemplar, typical example, model, exemplify. Show by example, furnish an example, serve as an example of, example, his pictures exemplify that sort of painting. Exempt. Not subject to a duty or obligation, free from a duty, v. Exertion. Effort, expenditure of much physical work. Verb, exert oneself, make a great effort. Exhale. Breathe out, up. Inhale. Exhilarating. Invigorating and refreshing, cheering. Verb, exhilarate, make cheerful and excited. Example, exhilarated by the ride in the sports car. Exhort. Urge, by strong argument or advice. Example, the general exhorted his men to fight bravely. Noun, exhortation. Urge. Drive or force forward, by causing impulses, drive to take action, impel, entreat earnestly. Example, urge horses. Noun, impulse that prompts action. Urgent. Compelling immediate action, pressing, persistent, importunate. Example, urgent in his demands. Exhume. Dig out of the ground, remove from a grave. Exigency. Urgent situation, adjective, exigent. Exiguous. Small in amount, minute. Existential. Pertaining to existence, pertaining to the philosophy of existentialism. Exodus. Departure, of a large number of people. Exonerate. Acquit, exculpate, free from blame or guilt. Exorbitant. Of costs or demands, excessive, exceeding reasonable bounds. Exorcise. Drive out evil spirits. Exotic. Not native, from another part of the world, strange, intriguingly unusual. Example, exotic flower, dress. Intrigue. Make secret plans, plot, arouse the curiosity of. Noun, secret scheme, plot, secret love affair, expansive. Of a person, outgoing and sociable, broad and extensive, able to increase in size. Outgoing. Sociable, eager to mix socially with others. Expatiate. Talk at length, speak or write in detail. Expatriate. Exile, someone who has withdrawn from his native land. Verb, exile, banish, leave one's country. Expedient. Suitable, for a particular purpose although not necessarily morally correct, practical, politic prudent. Noun, something expedient. Expedite. Hasten, make go faster. Expeditious. Done with speed, quick. Noun, expedition. Expenditure. Payment or expense, expending, something expended. Output, example, receipt for the expenditure, example, expenditure of all the energy. Expertise. Specialized knowledge, in a particular field, expert skill. Expiate. Make amends for, a sin. Expletive. Meaningless word, interjection, profane oath, swear word. Interjection. Exclamation, example, ouch. Swear. Vow, promise, use profane oaths, use offensive words. Swear word. Word considered offensive, example, bloody. Oath. Solemn promise, blasphemous use of sacred words to express strong feelings, swear word, example, for Christ's sake. Explicate. Explain in detail, interpret, clarify, cf. Explicable. Explicit. Totally clear, definite, outspoken. Exploit. Brave and successful act, deed or action, particularly a brave deed, cf. Crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Exploit. Make use of, sometimes unjustly. Noun, exploitation. Expository. Explanatory, serving to explain. Noun, expositio. Noun, explaining, exhibition. Expostulation. Protest, remonstrance, reasoning with someone to correct or dissuade. Verb, expostulate. Exposure. Risk, particularly of being exposed to disease or to the elements. Unmasking, act of laying something open, example, exposure of governmental corruption. Expound. Explain. Expropriate. Take possession of, often for public use and without payment. Expunge. Cancel, remove a word or name, from a book or list, erase. Expurgate. Clean, remove offensive parts of a book. extant. Of something written or painted, still in existence. Extemporaneous. Not planned, impromptu, extempore. Extenuate. Weaken, mitigate, lessen the seriousness of bad behavior. Extirpate. Root up, uproot, destroy completely. Extol. Praise very highly, glorify. Extort. Wring from, get money by threats, etc., obtain by force or threats, cf. Extortionate, exorbitant, wring. Twist, to extract liquid, extract by twisting, wrench painfully, necks or hands. Extradition. Surrender of prisoner by one state to another, example, extradition treaty, verb, extradite. Extraneous. Not essential, irrelevant, superfluous, external, coming from the outside, example, extraneous details / noise / to the subject. Extrapolation. Projection, conjecture, verb, extrapolate, infer, unknown information, from known information. Extricate. Free from an entanglement or difficulty, disentangle. Extrinsic. External, not essential or inherent, extraneous, up. Intrinsic. Extrovert. Person interested mostly in external objects and actions. Mingle. Mix together in close association. Extrude. Force or push out, thrust out, shape, plastic or metal, by forcing through a die. Exuberance. Overflowing abundance, joyful enthusiasm, flamboyance, lavishness, adjective, exuberant, high-spirited and lively, growing abundantly and strongly. Glow. Shine brightly without a flame, as of eyes or metals, show redness and heat, in the face, after hard work or because of strong feelings. Noun, light produced by a heated body, brilliance of a color. Exude. Flow out slowly, discharge, gradually, give forth. Noun, exudation. Ooze. Of a thick liquid, pass or flow slowly. Noun, mud or thick liquid is at the bottom of a river. Exalt. Rejoice. Fabricate. Build, lie, make up, a story, in order to deceive, example, fabricate the whole story, cf. Fabric, underlying structure, example, fabric of society, facade facade. Front or face, of building, superficial or false appearance. Facet. Small plane surface, of a gem precious stone, aside. Facetious. Joking, often inappropriately, unserious, humorous. Facile. Easily accomplished, ready or fluent, superficial, not deep, example, facile solution to a complex problem. Example, facile speaker. Noun, facility, ability to do something easily and well, ease in doing resulting from skill or aptitude, something that facilitates an action. Amenity, example, with great facility. Facilitate. Help bring about, make less difficult. Facsimile. Copy. Faction. Party, clique, within a large group, dissension. Dissension. Disagreement of opinions causing strife within a group. Factious. Inclined to form factions, causing dissension. Factitious. Artificial, produced artificially, sham, false. Example, factitious tears, factotum. Handyman, person who does all kinds of work, cf. do everything. Faculty. Mental or bodily powers, teaching staff. Fallacious. False, based on a fallacy, misleading. Noun, fallacy, false idea or notion, false reasoning. Example, popular fallacy. Example, fallacy of the argument, fallible. Liable to err. Falsify. Make something written false by changing. Fallow. Of land, plowed but not sowed, to improve the quality, uncultivated. Sow. Plant or scatter seed. Falter. Hesitate, weaken in purpose or action, walk or move unsteadily through weakness, in. Stumble. Trip and almost fall, proceed unsteadily, act falteringly, in. Fanaticism. Excessive zeal, extreme devotion to a belief or cause. Noun, fanatic. Adjective, fanatic. Fancied. Imagined, unreal. Fancier. Breeder or dealer of animals, one who has a special interest, as for raising specific plant or animal. Fanciful. Whimsical, visionary, imaginary, produced by imagination. Example, fanciful scheme. Fancy. Imagination, of a whimsical or fantastic nature, capricious liking. Verb, imagine, be fond of. Adjective, decorative, elaborate. Fanfare. Call by bugles or trumpets, showy display, spectacular public display. Farce. Broad comedy, mockery, humorous play full of silly things happening. Adjective, farcical. Fastidious. Difficult to please, squeamish, fussy, finicky. Squeamish. Easily shocked or sickened by unpleasant things. Fastidious. Example, a nurse should not be squeamish. Fatalism. Belief that events are determined by forces or fates beyond one's control. Adjective, fatalistic, cf. Fatal, causing death. Fathom. comprehend, investigate, determine the depth of. Noun, unit of measurement for the depth of water. Fathomless. Too deep to be measured or understood, unfathomable. Fatuous. Smugly and unconsciously foolish, inane, silly. Noun, fatuity, fatuousness, fauna. Animals of a period or region, cf. Flora. Fawning. Courting favor by cringing and flattering. Verb, fawn. Noun, exhibit affection as a dog, seek favor or attention by obsequiousness. Court. Attempt to gain, seek, woo, risk, behave so as to invite, attempt to gain the favor of by attention. Example, court disaster. Phase. Disconcert, dismay, embarrass. Feasible. Practical, able to be carried out, practicable. Febrile. Feverish. Fecundity. Fertility, fruitfulness. Adjective, fecund, very productive of crops or young. Fertile. Producing many young, fruits, or seeds, of land, producing good crops. Verb, fertilize. Fruitful. Producing results, profitable, prolific, producing in abundance. Feign. Pretend. Feint. Trick, shift, shambleau, feigned attack to draw away defensive action. V. Shift. Change position or place, exchange one thing for another, change in direction or position. Example, shift the stolen goods. Noun, group of workers which takes turns with other groups, working period of such a group. Felicitous. Of a word or remark, apt, suitably expressed, well chosen. Felicity. Happiness, appropriateness, of a remark, choice, etc., quality of being felicitous, feline. Of a member of the cat family, N. Fell. Cruel, of a disease, deadly. Fell. Cut or knock down, a tree or a person, bring down, with a missile. Felon. Person convicted of a grave crime, cf. Felony, serious crime. Feral. Of an animal, not domestic, wild. Ferment. Agitation, commotion, noisy and excited activity, unrest, of a political kind. Verb, produce by fermentation, undergo fermentation, cause, a state of trouble. Fermentation. Chemical reaction that splits complex or organic compounds, unrest, agitation. Ferret. Drive or hunt out of hiding, hunt with ferrets, drive out, as from a hiding place, expel, uncover or discover by searching. Example, ferret out the secret. Noun, small fierce animal which catches rats and rabbits by going into their holes. Fervent. Ardent, zealous, hot. Fervid. ardent, zealous, hot. Impassioned. Of speech, filled with passion, fervent. Fervor. Glowing ardor, intensity of feeling, quality of being fervent or fervid, zeal, intense heat. Fester. Wrinkle, produce irritation or resentment of a cut or wound, generate pus or rot. Example, his insult festered in my mind for days. Festive. Joyous, celebratory, relating to a feast or festival. Fete effet. Honor at a festival, celebrate or honor with a feast. Noun, outdoor, festival or feast, cf. Feast, fetid fetid. Malodorous, foul. Foul. Very bad or disagreeable, very dirty. Example, foul smell / flavor / temper / language / air / deed / weather / means. Noun, act against the rules. Verb, make or become foul, commit a foul. Fetish. Object believed to have spiritual powers, object of excessive attention or reverence, cf. Fetishism. Fetter. Shackle, restrict the freedom of. Noun, chain or shackle for the foot of a prisoner, cf. Foot. Fiasco. Total failure, cf. Bottle. Fiat. Command, arbitrary order. Example, presidential fiat, cf. Let it be done, fickle. Changeable, in affections or friendship, faithless. Fictitious. Imaginary, non-existent, purposely invented to deceive, untrue. Example, fictitious name / boyfriend, cf. Fictional, fidelity. Loyalty, accuracy. Figment. Invention, something invented, imaginary thing. Example, figment of your imagination. Figurative. Not literal but metaphorical, using a figure impression of speech. Figure. Written symbols, number, amount represented in numbers, outline or silhouette of a thing or human body, person, well known, impression, diagram, pattern, group in a dance. Example, figure of speech. Verb, calculate with numbers, adorn with figures, appear, consider. Example, my name did not figure in the list. Figurine. Small ornamental statuette, very small statue. Filch. Steal, things of small value. Pilfer. Steal things of small value, filch, snitch. Filial. Pertaining to or befitting a son or daughter. Example, filial respect. Filibuster. Block legislation or prevent action in a lawmaking body by making very slow long speeches. In, freebooter. Freebooter. Pirate or plunderer who makes war in order to grow rich. Bust. Piece of sculpture showing a person's head, shoulders, and upper chest. Verb, break up, arrest. Example, crime buster. Filigree. Delicate ornamental lace-like metalwork. lace. Cord used to draw and tie together two opposite edges, as of a shoe, delicate fabric made of fine threads. Verb, draw together by tying a lace. Filing. Particle removed by file. Finale. Conclusion, concluding part. Finesse. Delicate skill. Verb, handle with finesse. Finicky. Too particular, fussy, difficult to please, too concerned with unimportant details or quality. Example, finicky about her food. Fussy. Fastidious, finicky, easily upset. Fuss. Trouble or worry over trifles, make nervous, pay too much attention to. Noun, needless concern or worry, about a trivial thing, anxious nervous condition, display of attention. Example, make a fuss over the baby. Finite. Limited. Firebrand. Piece of burning wood, hothead, troublemaker, person who stirs up trouble. Hothead. Person who does things too quickly without thinking. Adjective, hot-headed. Fissure. Crevice, crack. Fitful. Spasmodic, intermittent, irregular. Fit. Sudden outburst of an illness or feeling, convulsion caused by epilepsy. Flaccid. Flabby, lacking firmness, weak. Example, flaccid muscles. Limp. Walk lamely. Adjective, lacking firmness, weak. Flag. Droop, grow feeble, decline in vigor or strength. Adjective, flagging. Cf. Unflagging, droop. Bend or hang downward, become weakened. Example, his shoulders drooped with tiredness. N. Flagrant. Conspicuously wicked, bad, or offensive, blatant, outrageous. Outrage. Act of extreme violence or viciousness, resentful anger. Verb, commit an outrage on, produce anger in. Adjective, outrageous, offensive. Flail. Beat with or as if with a flail, move wildly, thresh grain by hand, strike or slap, toss about. Noun, threshing tool consisting of a stick swinging from the end of a long handle. Thresh. Beat, cereal plants, with a machine or flail to separate the grains from the straw. Toss. Throw lightly, move or lift, the head, with a sudden motion. Flip, a coin, to decide something. Flare. Talent. Flamboyant. Ornate, highly elaborate, richly colored, ostentatious, showy. Cf. Flame, flaunt. Display ostentatiously. Example, honey, if you've got it, flaunt it. Flay. Strip off skin, plunder, remove the skin from, criticize harshly. Fleck. Spot, mark with flecks. Noun, small mark or spot. Fledgling. Inexperienced. Noun, young bird that has acquired wing feathers and is learning to fly, inexperienced person. Fleece. Wool coat of a sheep, verb, shear the fleece from, rob by a trick, swindle, plunder. Shear. Remove, fleece or hair, by cutting, remove the hair or fleece from, cut with or as if with shears. Noun, shears, pair of scissors. Trickster. Person who cheats people. Flick. Light stroke as with a whip, verb, move with a light quick blow, strike with a light quick blow, as from a whip, example, flick the switch. Flicker. Burn unsteadily or fitfully, move waveringly. Noun, flickering movement or light, brief sensation, example, flicker of excitement. Flutter. Of a bird with large wings, wave, the wings, lightly, rapidly, and irregularly, vibrate rapidly or erratically, fly by waving quickly, flitter, in. Flinch. Hesitate, shrink back, in fear of something unpleasant, example, she did not flinch in the face of danger. Flippant. Lacking proper seriousness, example, flippant remarks about death. Noun, flippancy. Flip. Send, something, spinning, often into the air, by striking with a light quick blow, turn over, example, flip over. Flit. Fly, fly or move lightly or quickly, dart lightly, pass swiftly by, example, a bee flitting from flower to flower. Flow. Flat mass of floating ice. Flora. Plants of a region or era. Fluorescence. Condition or period of flowering. Florid. Ruddy, of a complexion, reddish, flowery, very ornate, cf. Rose. Flush. Redden, blush, flow suddenly and abundantly, wash out by a rapid brief flow of water. Noun, reddish tinge, blush, brief rush of strong feeling, example, flush of pride. Adjective, having surfaces in the same plane, even, blushing. Blush. Become red in the face, from embarrassment or shame, become red or rosy, in. Tinge. Give a slight degree of a color or quality to. Noun, slight degree of a color or quality, example, tinged with gray, jealousy. Tint. Slight degree of color, verb, give a tint to. Flowery. Full of flowers, full of ornate expressions. Flotsam. Drifting wreckage. Jetsam. Things thrown from a ship, to lighten the ship. Flounder. Struggle and thrash about, proceed clumsily or falter, as in water, mud, snow, etc., proceed in confusion. Thrash. Beat with a whip or flail, defeat utterly, talk about thoroughly in order to find the answer, move wildly or violently, example, the fish is thrashed about in the net. Flourish. Grow well, prosper, make sweeping gestures, wave, brandish, example, the trees flourished in the sun. Noun, showy movement or gesture, embellishment or ornamentation, isp. In handwriting. Flout. Reject, mock, show contempt for, scorn, example, flout the rules. Curb. Chain or strap used with a bit to restrain a horse, something that checks, verb, check, restrain. Fluctuate. Waver, shift, rise and fall as if in waves, change or vary irregularly. Fluency. Smoothness of speech, adjective, fluent. Fluke. Unlikely occurrence, stroke of fortune, accidental stroke of good luck, adjective, fluky. Fluster. Confuse, make nervous and confused, in. Fluted. Having vertical parallel grooves, as in a pillar, verb, flute, make long parallel inward curves in, noun, flute, long rounded groove incised on the shaft of a column. Groove. Long narrow channel made in a surface to guide the movement of something, example, groove of the record. Stammer. Speak with involuntarily pauses or repetitions. Flux. Flowing, series of changes, fluctuation, example, in a state of flux. Fodder. Coarse food for cattle, horses, etc., feed for livestock, cf. Food. Foible. Small weakness of character, slight fault, cf. Feeble. Foil. Contrast, one that by contrast enhances the distinctive characteristics of another. Foil. Defeat, frustrate, prevent from being successful, thwart, cf. Fail. Foist. Insert improperly, impose upon another by coercion, palm off, pass off as genuine or worthy, cf. Fist, palm. Conceal in the palm of the hand, palm off, pass off, example, palm off some bad oranges onto the lady, the painting as a real Renoir. Pass underscore off. Present falsely, represent falsely to be. Foliage. Masses of leaves, cf. Defoliate. Foment. Stir up, incite, instigate, promote the growth of, something evil or unpleasant. Foolhardy. Rash, reckless, foolishly daring. Foppish. Vain about dress and appearance, noun, fop, man who takes too much interest in his clothes and appearance. Foray. Raid, sudden raid or military advance, v. Forbearance. Patience, forgiveness, verb, forbear, refrain from, in a generous and forgiving way, be patient, example, forbear to send him to prison. Ford. Place where a river can be crossed on foot, v. Forbears. Ancestors. Foreboding. Premonition of evil, feeling of coming evil, verb, forebode, be a warning of, something unpleasant. Forensic. suitable to debate or courts of law, of or used in legal proceedings and the tracking of criminals, example, forensic science, medicine. Forum. Public square of an ancient Roman city, public place for open discussion, court of law. Foreshadow. Give an indication beforehand, be a sign of, what is coming, portend, prefigure. Prefigure. Be a sign of, foreshadow. Forerunner. Predecessor, one that comes before and indicates the approach of another. Foresight. Ability to foresee future happenings, prudence in providing for the future. Forestall. Prevent by taking action in advance. Nuptial. Of marriage or the wedding ceremony, in, nuptials, wedding ceremony. Forfeit. Something surrendered as punishment for a crime or breach of contract. Verb, lose as a forfeit. Noun, forfeiture. Forge. Counterfeit, reproduce fraudulently, form by heating in a forge and hammering into shape, move with a sudden increase of speed or power, example, forged ahead in the last 2 years. Noun, furnace where metals are heated. Forgo. Forgo. Give up, do without. Forlorn. Sad and lonely, wretched, desolate. Formality. Ceremonious quality, ceremonious adherence to rules, something done just for form's sake, example, mere formality. Formidable. Menacing, arousing fear, threatening, difficult to defeat, example, formidable foe, question. Menace. Threat, verb, threaten. Forsake. Desert, abandon, renounce. Forswear. Renounce under oath, abandon, make a solemn promise to give up, cf. Abjure. Forte. Strong point or special talent in a person's character. Forthright. Straightforward, direct, frank. Forthcoming. Happening in the near future, ready, willing to help, example, no answer was forthcoming. Fortitude. Bravery, courage, strength of mind. Fortuitous. Accidental, by chance. Noun, fortuity. Foster. Rear, bring up, for a certain period only, encourage, promote the development of, feelings or ideas, example, help foster friendly relations. Adjective, giving parental care although not related by blood, example, foster parents. Founder. Fail completely, sink, cf. Flounder. Founder. Person who establishes an organization or business. Fracas. Brawl, noisy quarrel or fight, in which a number of people take part, melee. Fractious. Unruly, peevish, cranky, bad-tempered, example, fractious horse. Frail. weak. Noun, frailty. Franchise. Right or privilege granted by authority, right to vote, license to sell a product in a particular territory. Frantic. Wild, distraught as from fear or worry, example, frantic with fear. Fraudulent. Cheating, deceitful, example, fraudulent means, noun, fraud, deception, swindle, fraught. Filled, with something unpleasant, full, example, fraught with danger and difficulties, cf. Freight. Fray. Brawl, fight, verb, wear away or unravel by rubbing, have loose threads developing, cause to become worn out, a person's temper or nerves, cf. Rub. Frenetic. Frenzied, frantic. Frenzied. Madly excited, noun, frenzy, violent wild excitement. Fresco. Painting on wet plaster, usually fresh. Paste. Smooth viscous mixture as of flour powder made by crushing grain, and water, used as an adhesive. Verb, cause to adhere by applying paste. Pastry. Paste of flour and water, eaten when baked. Plaster. Paste that hardens to a smooth solid and is used for coating walls, v. Fret. Be annoyed or vexed, example, fret over your poor grades. Noun, irritation of mind, adjective, fretful. Friction. Clash or conflict in opinion, rubbing against. Frieze. Ornamental horizontal band on the wall. Frigid. Intensely cold, cold in manner, example, frigid zone. Fritter. Waste, time or money on unimportant things. Frivolous. Lacking in seriousness, flippant, self-indulgently carefree, unworthy of serious attention, relatively unimportant, trivial. Self-indulgence. Excessive indulgence of one's own desire. Carefree. Free from worries, having no problems. Frolicsome. Prankish, gay, playful, merry, frisky. Frolic. Play and jump about happily, frisk, example, frolicking young lambs. Frond. Fern leaf, palm or banana leaf. Litter. Waste material thrown away, as bits of paper scattered untidily. Verb, cover untidily with scattered litter. Fructify. Bear fruit, produce fruit. Frugality. Thrift, economy, adjective, frugal, practicing economy, costing little, inexpensive. Fruition. Bearing of fruit, fulfillment, realization, example, come to, be brought to fruition. Frustrate. Thwart, defeat, prevent from accomplishing a purpose. Fugitive. Fleeting or transitory, lasting only a short time, roving, wandering, running away or fleeing as from the law. Noun, one who flees, example, fugitives at large. Fulcrum. Support on which a lever rests or pivots. Fulminate. Thunder, explode, issue a severe denunciation. Fulsome. Disgustingly excessive, offensively flattering, example, fulsome praise, expressions of admire. Fumble. Move the fingers and hands awkwardly, in search of something, mishandle or drop a ball that is in play, bungle, botch, spoil by mishandling. N. Functionary. Official, who performs a particular function. Functional. Made for practical use only, without decoration, functioning, example, functional modern furniture, cf. Functionalism. Fundamental. Basic, primary, essential. Funereal. Sad, solemn, suitable for a funeral. Furor. Frenzy, great anger and excitement, cf. Fury. Furtive. Stealthy, quiet and secret, trying to escape notice, sneaky, example, furtive glance. Sneak. Move, give, or take in a quiet, stealthy way. Noun, one who sneaks, adjective, sneaky, underhand, underhanded. Done slyly and secretly, being dishonest. Sly. Clever and deceiving, secretive, not telling one's intentions. Fusillade. Simultaneous firing or outburst, of missiles, questions, etc. Fusion. Union, collision, verb, fuse. Futile. Useless, hopeless, ineffectual. Gadfly. Animal biting fly, irritating person. Gaffe. Social blunder. Gainsay. Deny. Gait. Manner of walking or running, speed. Galaxy. Large isolated system of stars, such as the Milky Way, collection of brilliant personalities. Gale. Windstorm, gust of wind, emotional outburst, laughters, tears, example, gale of laughter. Gall. Bitterness of feeling, nerve, effrontery, cf. Gallbladder. Gall. Annoy, exasperate, chafe. Noun, skin sore caused by rubbing, as on the skin of a horse, exasperation. Galleon. Large three-masted sailing ship. Galley. Low ship with sails, rowed along by slaves. clipper. Sailing vessel built for great speed. Pinnace. Small boat. Clip. Cut off with shears, fasten, noun, something clipped off, as a short extract from film, clasp or fastener. Galvanize. Stimulate or shock by an electric current, stimulate by shock, shock into action, stir up, coat with rust-resistant zinc by using electricity. Galvanic. Of the production of electricity by the action of an acid on a metal, having the effect of an electric shock, example, galvanic cell, galvanic effect, cf. Luigi Galvani. Gambit. Opening in chess in which a piece is sacrificed, action made to produce a future advantage. Ploy. Stratagem to gain an advantage, tactic, example, management ploy. Gamble. Romp, skip about, leap about playfully, frolic, in. Romp. Play or frolic boisterously, gamble, in. Zest. Outer skin of an orange used for giving a special taste to food, spice, interest, flavor, spirited enjoyment, example, add a certain zest to the affair, example, zest for life. Gamely. In a spirited manner, with courage, example, fight gamely against a superior boxer, adjective, game. Gamut. Entire range. Gape. Open widely, open the mouth wide, stare wonderingly with the mouth open, cf. Agape. Garbled. Mixed up, jumbled, distorted, verb, garble, mix up or distort, a message, to such an extent as to make misleading or unintelligible. Jumble. Mix in a confused way. Gargantuan. Huge, enormous, gigantic, cf. The hero of Gargantua and Pantagruel. Gargoyle. Waterspout carved in grotesque figures on a building. Garish. Overbright in color, unpleasantly bright, gaudy. Trim. Make neat or tidy by clipping, reduce by removing what is unnecessary, ornament, decorate, round the edges, example, trim the cost, example, jacket trimmed with fur, noun, adjective, tidy, in good order. Garner. Gather, store up, amass. Garnish. Decorate, add a garnish to, decorate, food or drink, with small items such as lemon slices, in. Garrulous. Loquacious, wordy, talkative, noun, garrulity. Gastronomy. Art and science of preparing and serving good food, cf. Gastronome. Gauche. Clumsy, in social behavior, coarse and uncouth. Gaudy. Flashy, showy. Flashy. Showy, gaudy, giving a momentary brilliance. gild. Cover with a thin layer of gold. Gaunt. Lean and angular, thin and bony, emaciated, barren. Gavel. Hammer-like tool, mallet wooden hammer, used by a presiding officer or an auctioneer. V. Bid. Command, utter, a greeting, offer as a price. Noun, offer of a price, amount offered, earnest effort to gain something. Example, bid for freedom. Gawk. Stare foolishly, look in open-mouthed awe. Gazette. Official periodical publication, newspaper. Genealogy. Record of descent, lineage, ancestry, study of ancestry. Generality. Vague statement, general statement which is not detailed, quality of being general, greater part, most, example, generality of people. Generate. Cause, produce, create. Generic. Characteristic of an entire class or species, of a genus. Genus. Division of animals or plants, below a family and above a species. Genesis. Beginning, origin. Geniality. Cheerfulness, kindliness, sympathy. Adjective, genial, cheerful and good-tempered. Genre. Particular variety of art or literature. Genteel. Well-bred, elegant, striving to convey an appearance of refinement, example, genteel poverty. Gentility. Those of gentle birth, high social class, refinement, quality of being genteel. Breed. Produce young, rear, bring up, produce, an undesirable condition. Noun, kind or sort of animal or plant. Crossbreed. Hybridize. Noun, hybrid, cf. Interbreed, cf. Inbreed. Well-bred. Of good upbringing, well-mannered and refined. Gentry. People of standing rank or position, people of good family or high social position, class of people just below nobility. Gentle. Kindly, soft, mild, of good family. Genuflect. Bend the knee as in worship. Germane. Pertinent, bearing upon having connection with, the case at hand, appropriate. Germinal. Pertaining to a germ, creative, example, germinal idea. Germ. Earliest form of an organism, seed or bud, something that may develop into something larger or more important. Microbe. Germinate. Cause to sprout, sprout. Sprout. Begin to grow, give off shoots or buds. Noun, new growth on a plant, shoot. Shoot. New growth from a plant, Gerontocracy. Government ruled by old people. Gerontology. Study of the sociological phenomena associated with old age. Geriatrics. Medical treatment and care of old age. Gerrymander. Change voting district lines in order to favor a political party. Noun, cf. Elbridge Gerry plus, salamander. Gestate. Evolve as in prenatal growth. Noun, gestatio. Noun, period of development from conception until birth. Natal. Connected with birth, cf. Prenatal, cf. Postnatal. Gesticulation. Motion, gesture, verb, gesticulate, make gestures, while speaking. Ghastly. Horrible, terrifying, resembling ghosts, cf. Aghast. Gibberish. Nonsense, nonsensical or unintelligible talk or writing, babbling. Jibe. Mock, make jeering remarks. Noun, jeering remarks. Giddy. Lighthearted, not serious, frivolous, dizzy, causing dizziness, example, giddy youth, example, giddy climb, height. Gingerly. Very carefully, adjective. Girth. Distance around something, circumference. Gist. Essence, main point, substance. Glacial. Like a glacier, of an ice age, extremely cold, example, glacial epoch, cf. Iceberg, glaring. Of something bad, highly conspicuous, harshly bright, shining intensely and blindingly. Glare. Shine intensely and blindingly, stare fixedly and angrily, in. Glaze. Cover with a thin and shiny surface, apply a glaze to. Noun, thin, smooth, shiny coating, as for pottery, example, unglazed pottery. Glean. Gather leavings, gather grain left behind by reapers, gather bit by bit, facts or information, often with difficulty. Glib. Fluent, with insincerity or superficiality, facile, slick. Slick. Make smooth or glossy. Noun, smooth surface, example, oil slick, adjective, smooth, glossy, deftly executed, adroit, glib, sleek. Smooth and shining, as from good health, v. Glimmer. Shine erratically, twinkle. Noun, dim or unsteady light, faint indication, example, glimmer of hope. Glitter. Shine brightly with flashing points of light, example, glittering diamond ring. Noun, sparkling light, attractiveness, glamour, example, glitter of the sun on the waves. Glamour. Compelling charm, adjective, glamorous. gloat. Express evil satisfaction, look at or think about with evil satisfaction, view malevolently. Example, the thief gloated over the stolen jewels. Gloss _over. Explain away with the intention of deceiving or hiding faults. Gloss. Brief explanation, note or translation of a difficult expression, v. Glossary. Brief explanation of words used in the text. Glossy. Smooth and shining. Noun, gloss, shiny brightness on a surface, superficially attractive appearance. Example, gloss of good manners. Matte. Not shiny, matte, having a dull finish. Noun, flat piece of material used as a floor covering. V. Finish. Surface texture, completeness of execution. Finished. Properly made and complete. Example, finished product, performance.